Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to my kitchen. Let's see, as we get rocking and rolling here, I want to see who's hopping on. I'm going to call up the Rythmia Facebook page so I can see your comments, and I figured out how to do it so I can see everyone's comments today on my iPad. I can see some people hopping on, 16 people on already. See, I need to announce, so I was just over on my personal Facebook page announcing that we are going live. So I don't know if that has anything to do with how people are hopping on so quickly, but let's see here. How's everybody doing today? If you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. I can see I've got Levi Moody watching. I've got people hopping on here. Let me know where you're watching from, guys. Let me know how the audio is. You look fab. Thank you, Lori. Levi's watching from the couch. You're lying. You're watching from the chair.
Oh, okay.
So I have gone ahead and set up the camera on a tripod again today because if you've been tuning in the last few weeks, we've had Kobe likes to wake up from her nap just in time for Facebook. So as a preventative measure, we are doing this way. Levi and the baby are over here. Maybe he can bring the baby over to say hi in a minute. I'm just trying to get this called up here. My internet doesn't seem to be cooperating very fast right now for me on my iPad. But thanks for tuning in. Happy Sunday. The last Sunday of September. Is tomorrow October 1st? No, tomorrow. We still got one more day of September. 30 days are September. We got Heather saying from Toronto. Gary saying, so I can't read. I'm trying to read the comments. My iPhone is on a tripod like 4 feet away from me, so I'm trying to read from there and it's not working out there. And for some reason, Wi-Fi is not letting me connect on my laptop.
Here, babe. You can read the comments on my phone.
Here, thanks. Let me see. I'm just going to reset here. Levi's giving me his phone. So, okay, so who is watching here? Lori, thank you so much. Sherry saying, hey, mommy, you look amazing. Thank you, Sherry. Heather saying from Trenton, Ohio. See, and I'm like, Toronto? No, Trenton, Ohio is where Heather is watching from. Gary's watching from Florida. Okay, cool. So I'm going to hop off my Wi-Fi here. So if you're tuning in today, I'm just going to be doing really one main recipe, but there's going to be a couple of components to it and a couple of tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you guys today. So it is a vegan tofu soba noodle salad bowl. Might sound unappealing, but I'll tell you, if you haven't liked tofu, this is a great way to do it. I know I've made it like this in the past, and it's turned even the most avid tofu hater into an approver. It's hard to make an avid tofu hater a lover, but we can do our best. Let's see, we got Danielle is saying hello. She's watching from Minnesota. Dina's waving and saying hello. Dina, sorry. It's still not loading up for me. Super, super strange. I can't see it. Maybe I can bring it up on my laptop. Maybe we'll do that so I don't have to hold on to Levi's phone. Can we trade? Can I give you that, babe? And underneath, over there, underneath the coffee table, my black laptop bag. Sorry, he's one-arming with the baby, and then I've got him running some errands for me to get shit together, which is fine because apparently my iPad refuses to cooperate for all Facebook Lives, which I just have to accept. Okay, so I'm going to cover two things real quick here. I've already got the pot on the stove here. You can see it in here. It's just full of water. This is going to be for cooking the soba noodles. I probably should have done that before we went live. But I was over at our friend Kelly's house, Kelly and Christian. They were having a little parents who brunch and babies who play date, I guess, essentially. So we were over there this morning, met a few other couples, and their wee ones ranging from 5 months old up until about 3.5 years old, the children were. So that was super fun. We had Kobe there. Just getting to know more local people, which is super exciting. And my battery's down on my laptop. I can't win. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul. You'd think by now I would have this figured out, but alas, I do not. So what have we done here? Why am I so big? I'm just looking at myself here, babe. We're gonna have all the time in the world for the water to boil because I'm never gonna get actually started on this. And I think it drives me crazy that I can't see your comments while I'm live. For some reason, the Facebook isn't coming up on my iPad. Is anyone else having Facebook issues? Clearly not if you're watching. But I am. Hi, Meg from Ontario. Hey, George Bell. So good to see you, George Bell. Christine is watching from Philly in the house. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there so that I can see. Levi, do you want to come over and just show everyone the baby? I know some people are watching just to see Miss Kobe Grace. Zinlin is watching. Hey, Zin, so good to see you. And here is Levi, who we cut all his hair off. If you knew Levi before, he had a long ponytail. We've cut it all off so that we all have matching haircuts now, including Miss Kobe Grace, who is sleeping here. We feel like she may have come down with a cold. I've been out sick with a cold. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I was sick from Sunday this past week. I'm feeling much better. Then Levi got sick. He's feeling much better, and now it looks like Miss Kobe has a bit of a fever and a runny nose. So luckily we're going to the pediatrician tomorrow so we can have that all checked out. So she's been pretty much snoozing off and on all day.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine because she's strong and willful like her mother. Thanks for popping by. And of course she's sleeping because I all set it up so that Levi doesn't have to help me with the camera. So of course she's sleeping. Oh, good Lord. Danielle saying, so I said I wanted to share a little bit of special news about Kobe Grace. So a friend of mine that lives next door was in Canada for the last month because that's where she's from also, and she brought us back this little shirt. Thank you, Allie Graham, if you're watching. Danielle says, so beautiful. Christine Australia says, zoom into the baby. I can't zoom in because there's no one working the camera unless you bring the baby right in front of the camera. Maybe we can do that. Like, let's see. Here's Kobe. Whee! Oh, look at that. There she is. Sleeping. Oh, floppy neck. Sleeping Kobe Grace. So there's your close-up of the baby, everyone. Little nugget. Little Canadian girl. So she's got her little Canada shirt. And it couldn't have been more fitting of a gift this week because Kobe and I had a little girls' road trip to San Jose, the capital city, to the Canadian embassy to pick up her dun, 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 Canadian passport. So Miss Kobe Grace is officially dual citizen. She's Costa Rican first, born here and raised. She will be, but she's also got her Canadian passport. So we're super excited about that. And I've already gone ahead and booked our flights for the three of us to Canada for Christmas. So looking forward to that. And little Kobe Grace hopefully will see snow for the first time at age. She'll be about 5 months, just under 5 months by the time we fly home. So that's exciting. Kenneth is watching. Good to see you, Kenneth. Zin says we were sick too. I know, Zin, this is a cold that I think was going around to everyone. Kenneth is saying hi. Christine says, oh my God, so adorable. Yeah, she's pretty cute. Not gonna lie. I mean, I know I'm biased, but I think she's a pretty cute baby as far as babies go. I think she might be like in the 100th percentile in cuteness.
I think they were talking about me.
Levi says, I think they were talking about me. Yeah, right, Daddy-o.
I am adorable.
Okay. So by the way, when I said that my iPhone is sitting on a tripod, the tripod is sitting on a pile of books. And when I was getting the pile of books off my desk to use as a tripod, I came across this little juicy number. Shit the Moon said, I know it's backwards to you guys. If you haven't read it or bought it, get it. This is written by our esteemed leader, friend, colleague, Jerry Powell, owner of Rythmia. If you've been there, you know him, you love him. This was his first book that he wrote in this era of his life. Really great little book, a really quick read. And if you have any curiosities about Rythmia, what we do there, ayahuasca, plant medicine, it's a really good insight right here. And also a lot of the reason why Rythmia came to be. So really good book. You can get that on Amazon. Also through Health Communications Inc., hdibooks.com, and also through Barnes & Noble, I believe. And this is not Mr. Powell's only book. And that's all I'm going to say about that right now. Oh, and while you're talking about books and Amazon, you might as well pick up these two bad boys. My Rythmia cookbooks, Miracle Meals 1, Miracle Meals 2. Enough of that. Okay, so, love the title of Shit the Moon Said. I know, so good. So, back to the recipes here. We've got the water just coming up to a boil. As soon as this water comes up to a boil, I'm going to put in my soba noodles. Now, these are soba. And normally, soba noodles are made with buckwheat flour, thereby making them gluten-free. The sad thing is about these buckwheat noodles, particularly that I can get here in Costa Rica, is they are not gluten-free because they have buckwheat as the main ingredient and then regular wheat as the second ingredient. So it's kind of stupid. Gives them a nicer texture, but it makes them, typically soba is always gluten-free. So I've got about a handful here that's going to be for 2 servings. So I've just got that standing by. And as soon as this water comes up to a boil, I'm going to drop them in there. It's taking off a long time. It's on pure Vita time. In the meantime, I'm going to get together my Ponzu sauce. So I have a jar of Ponzu sauce. It's just a Japanese citrus seasoning. It's used many different ways. Quite often people dip their sushi in it. It's really great with some wasabi stirred in and served with fresh ginger, not fresh ginger, pickled ginger. It's also really great marinade. It's also great on salads, so that's what we're gonna use it for today. But instead of using the bottle, I'm gonna just set that aside. We're gonna make our own because this is a great hack to have if you want to use ponzu, but you don't use it that often. So why would you have a bottle of it in the house? You can make it at home really easily with ingredients that you probably have on hand if you do like to cook. Becky Van Allen saying hello. Lori says picture is blurry. Probably based on the internet, whether it's my internet or your internet. My picture looks good on the other phone that I have. But keeping in mind, I am in Costa Rica, and depending where you're watching from, it's still pretty amazing that the internet allows us to be in each other's homes, right? It's like, come on, it's pretty freaking cool. The internet is amazing. I'm still shocked by FaceTime every time I get to use it with my mom, who is currently in the Azores, so I'm looking forward to FaceTiming her. So she'll be way over in the Azores, and I'm here in Costa Rica. Mind-blowing that we can do that and see each other's faces. What? Okay. So, if you've been watching my Home Kitchen cooking episodes, you saw that I haven't had a whisk the last few times I needed one. So I went out and bought one. So I have a whisk here. So what I'm going to do here is grab a mixing bowl and a whisk, and I've got a few ingredients. The first one, and then any Asian cuisine, is soy sauce. So I've just got about 2 tablespoons here I'm going to pour into this bowl. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm going to add some rice vinegar. I'm going to go not seasoned, just because seasoned rice vinegar is, you know, it's seasoned, and I want it to just keep my flavors really clean. Then I'm going to grab a lime. You could use lemon. I think that would be more traditional, but I have limes here and no lemons. I'm going to do just half of this lime for my citrus because I'm going to add another type of citrus. Typically it's just lemon, but we're going to mix it up a little bit. We've got Becky. She's watching from Alberta, Canada. They're getting snow. Oh, God. No, thank you. I mean, I knew that it was snowing there because Levi's brother lives in Calgary. Yeah. No.
Stony Plain.
Stony Plain. It's all the same to me. It's the prairies of Canada. Spoken like a true Toronto, center of the universe person. But yeah, that's pretty early. I remember when I lived there that it would snow sometimes at Halloween, and I'd still think, come on, really? That soon? We're not even in October yet. That is terrifying. But, c'est la vie. My other citrus I'm going to add is some orange juice. What? Because I like the sweetness, because I'm not adding mirin to this. Mirin is another typical ingredient, but I can't find mirin down here in another grocery store. So I'm adding some orange juice, and that's going to give us a bit more tang, but also some sweetness, because mirin is a sweetened vinegar. I don't know what I did with my compost pail. Oh, hold on, I know. I don't know if I talked about this much, but this is my compost pail, and it's huge, and I fill it almost every day. And we don't have a compost pile out back, but what I do have is a whole lot of iguanas and raccoons. So I fill that thing up, and every day we just bring it across the street to a lot that is empty, so it's pretty much jungle. And we just toss it out for the animals. Okay, so my water's boiling, P.S. So I'm going to take my noodles, drop them in, give them a little extra help in there. Okay, so those noodles are going to cook away. In the meantime, back to our ponzu. So the last ingredient here, what did we put in here? We put soy sauce, rice vinegar, lime juice, orange juice, and then I'm going to add a bit more sweetness, and this is just about 2 teaspoons of coconut sugar. And I like coconut sugar. You can use brown sugar. And that is going to be our ponzu sauce. This is going to be what we dress. The salty savoriness of the soy sauce, or tamari if you wanted to, it smells so good with all the bright citrus. Perfect. Woo! Smells so good. So it's just a nice thin sauce. You could add in some soy or some olive oil or sesame oil if you want to help dress a salad, but we're going to be putting over noodles, so the noodles are really going to help soak up a lot of that. So we're just going to let that go. And you know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm going to check my package directions because these are not in the regular soba noodles, so I want to make sure I don't overcook them. What do they say? La la la. 3 minutes. Turn to low, 3 minutes. So we're not going to let that go for very long. So in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I've got going on over here. Boom. Why are my comments not refreshing over here? I can see comments popping up on my phone, but I'm not seeing anything pop up on Levi's phone right now. So what are we saying? Danielle's saying yum. Jorgina just started watching. Someone says that's awesome. I can't see them on your phone anymore, babe. You want to take it back? Currently, Kobe's having a little swing in her swing. So Daddy's got free hands to help me.
Yeah, it's just, you just gotta scroll down.
I did. But there's more showing up there for some reason. Whatever. I don't know. Pure Vita, as they say. Okay. So, what am I going to show you guys here? Bag of black beans. What for, you ask? Acting as a weight to weigh this pot that is just empty, that is sitting on top of my tofu. So this is just tofu that I took out this morning. I strained it through this strainer, and then I've just been pressing it to get all the excess moisture out. So it's pretty dry, and that's what we're going for. So we're going to make a little marinade for this real quick. It's going to be really easy. I'm going to be careful and mindful not to forget about those noodles. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just dump this bit of water from the tofu. We're going to make the marinade right in this bowl. So what's in the marinade? Really, really simple. Again, soy sauce. You could use tamari if you want. Reduce sodium, whatever you want to do. And then we're going to add in some lime juice again. Lemon would be great. I'm using lime because I buy a lot of those because Levi loves lime in his soda water. I'm going to do 2 halves. A bit of maple syrup. So this is going to be our sweet component here for a little bit of O Canada. Sriracha. As much as you like. 2 teaspoons is what my recipe would call for. And then garlic powder. And I don't have garlic powder. Oh, it's so humid and everything's sticking. I've got onion powder and a bit of dried garlic flakes that I'm going to dump in there. And because this is all going into the same dish, I'm going to grab my whisk out of the Ponzu bowl and whisk that together. And that's our marinade. It smells delicious. And then I'm going to just take my tofu. I'm actually going to cut it up because it's in pretty big pieces, see? So I'm just going to cut these in half so they're into more cube shapes. Dump them in the marinade. Ooh. Ideally, this should have been done this morning, the marinade, and have it sit all day. Just going to get a lot more flavor infusion. But I didn't have time to make a head batch this morning, so I'm just going to get this all really good and coated. Make a mess. Schlop stuff around. Let that marinate for a second. Clean up my mess. Kick my zester that I just dropped on the floor. And then the next trick I'm going to show you guys. Has it been about 3 minutes? I'd say so. So we're going to grab a couple of other ingredients for our soba salad, which is spinach. So if you have baby spinach access, that would be great. I don't, so this is just older spinach, more mature spinach. That I'm going to put into the bottom of my sieve. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take my noodles that are in my pot, and I'm going to pour my noodles right over the spinach in the sieve, in the colander here, and that's how we're just going to wilt the spinach. So instead of cooking it, I'm just going to pour the water and the noodles right over. Shake, shake, shake. And just that little bit of steam, look at that, from the noodles is wilting that spinach. So we're not actually cooking it, we're just letting it wilt. And this salad is really great served warm or really great served cold. What we're going to do here today is I'm going to just get as much water out of that as I can, and I'm going to dump it right into my bowl with that Ponzu sauce that we made. So easy. I'm going to get this little frying pan over here starting to heat up. That's where we're going to cook some of our tofu in. I'm going to add some coconut oil. Coconut oil is just a nice flavor. And then we're going to get into, well, that's heating up. One more ingredient for our salad. Spicy radish. What? Just a really good combination of flavors here. So I'm just using my mandolin here to slice. Letting it rain radishes. Toss those in, la la la, with our noodles. Bam! Oh God, that was emerald of me. Okay, then Ziploc or reusable bag or whatever you want to use, but this is the easiest trick that I found. Take that bag, toss your tofu into the bag. So I'm just taking it, scooping it out of the marinade, just letting excess marinade drop off. I'm gonna put it all in here. I'm gonna keep that marinade because it will be good to just drizzle over the final dish. Because again, we're working with all vegan stuff here, so you don't have to worry if this was a meat, you would not reuse the marinade. So we've got that all in my bag here. Tofu in a bag. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of cornstarch. Now the cornstarch is gonna be what gives our tofu a nice crispy coating when we fry it. And so this is the trick to making people enjoy tofu. I'm gonna zip it up. So I put in 1 tablespoon. I'd like to have about 5 tablespoons of cornstarch standing by. And now add them to the bag one tablespoon at a time. Just to get it coated. And we wanna just keep adding it until you see a nice little white coating on the outside of your tofu. It's like the same idea when you make French fries. Coating it with cornstarch before you fry them gives it a nice crispy coating. You didn't know that trick? Now you know. You'll never make fries without it. Okay, I'm gonna do another tablespoon. I'm just tossing it in there, sprinkling it. La la la. Pretty good. Looking pretty good. I think we might be good with 3. So this isn't a whole big package of tofu that I did here. Strangely, tofu comes in cans down here when you want like firm tofu. It's super weird. So this is 1 can's worth. And I think we're looking pretty good. So I've got my oil back here heating up. Ooh, nice and hot. So that's good. Sorry it's so far away, guys, but I'm just going to put a few pieces in here and you'll be able to probably hear it. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. And then we just let that fry away. Yum. Now this will be good. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, the rest of this tofu, and I'm going to cook it again at dinner time tonight. Stuffing away, throwing it in the fridge. And that is the gist of the whole recipe. What? Yeah, so easy. So I'm going to take my tongs and I'm going to mix this noodles up. So the noodles are in here with the ponzu and the radish and the spinach, and it smells delicious. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, I'm going to put it on a plate, and then I'll show you guys what it's going to look like. It smells so good. Again, a little bit of fresh cilantro to finish this off will also be really, really nummy. That means yummy. The radishes are sticking together a little bit. So good. So easy. And again, this is good hot or cold. Dun, dun, dun. Never want to get any gunk on the rim of your plate when you have a rimmed plate. I'm just tidying that up. So far, so good. Yeah. So, by the way, Rythmia has been closed for the last, 3 or 4 weeks. Officially reopened this weekend. We have a group of, I think, 82. There's 82 people total at Rythmia this week. We have a guest speaker by the name of David Alt, who is amazing. I remember him the last time he was at Rythmia. So, super excited that we are reopened. I will be heading back to Rythmia very, very part time at the end of this month. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh my God, this looks so good, guys. You're going to love it. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we're on the 21st of October. Woo! Coconut oil jumping out at me. Don't fry tofu naked. Don't fry bacon naked, but don't fry tofu naked either. I'm not gonna finish all sides of the tofu up. Ideally what you would do is you would fry all sides. Like, come on. Look at that. So good. So then you get all sides really, really crispy. And save that coconut oil for cooking it more later. A little bit of peanuts. Come on. You see that? Can you see the deliciousness? So you fry all sides of your tofu up. Ugh. Let it marinate all day and then fry it up like this. Ridiculous. More sriracha on top. Done. So good. So good. Okay, guys, that's it. That's all I have. What time is it? Not even 2:30 yet. What's that?
2:30.
2:30. Levi just gave me this sign. I wasn't sure what it meant. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it off there and look forward to seeing you guys next week. I think I might be doing all things pumpkin spice next week, if I recall. I have gotten confused on my topics for the next month, but I think I'm doing pumpkin spice, so I'll be doing a bit of sweet and a bit of savory. I love pumpkin spice. Inspired by my very first pumpkin spice latte that I had the other day in San Jose. It took this Canadian girl 6 years of living in Costa Rica to finally have a pumpkin spice latte. That seems super weird because I know that's a big North American thing when it's cold out. Well, I had it in Costa Rica when it was 30 degrees out. And it was pretty good. Not everything that everyone hypes it up to be. Not gonna lie. But they do have coconut milk and almond milk and all the different type of milks here now at that certain chain that offers the pumpkin spice latte. Not to be spoken out loud. Okay, guys, I love you all. I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. And I look forward to seeing you here next weekend, same time, same channel. Don't forget to tune in to Dr. Jeff tomorrow. If you're heading to Rythmia in the next few months, I look forward to seeing you there because I will probably be on site at some point during your stay. So, lots of love. Happy Sunday. I had to go turn this off, so I have to walk off the screen. Bye! Finish.